Like, and then I had trouble believing another thing is like, I thought up until the end that like the megalomaniacal Russian guy was keeping it a secret from his team about his goals of I'm going to gather these 9 implements and I will destroy the entire planet and everyone on it by engaging in reverse entropy. And I thought like, man, all his henchmen have no idea. And then in one scene, like all his henchmen around, he's like, I cannot wait to kill world and everyone in. And like his henchmen are standing behind him, like yup. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what we're on. We're on team. We're on team. I never want to get laid ever again. I watched it. Yeah, I was not as blown away.
Really?
As you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Then when I watch it,
okay,
I'll watch it with someone else and pretend that I get it.
Is this?
Oh, we're not gonna try to explain it here. Yeah, Tenet movie with Denzel Washington's son.
Have you seen it, Slush?
I have seen it. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Didn't really think that much of it.
Yeah, it kept my attention. It kept my attention. I enjoyed the like backwards action scenes were kind of neat. The way they tried to explain the reverse entropy thing was less helpful than had they never addressed it at all. Like it wasn't a good explanation at all. And like I was looking.
I can't be the only moron on the. There must be listeners.
Well, we watched the movie.
Okay, so
yeah, it basically means like it's something that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That like they're like the people in the future are reversing the entropy on bullets and trinkets and such. Look, we've found one here. Hold your hand over it and imagine that you've dropped the bullet. And then like the bullet goes up into his hand as though he had dropped it. And it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Is that what entropy is? Dropping things?
I didn't think. No. So I think you misunderstood that part, and also like they were wrong about the people in the future sending stuff back. You know, they figured that out like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, I was just talking about the explanation. I didn't want to give too much away, but
I don't want to talk about it now since you didn't like it, and plus it's way too.
I wanted. No, I'm not going to get into the time travel stuff.
I liked it. I just didn't think it was amazing. Like there was lots of people that are like, oh, it's like groundbreaking and stuff, and I watched it and I was just like, I think this is trying to be really smart, and then they're just like over explaining this thing, or it's just like I could walk backwards through time, and that would have been easier.
So it is really smart, first of all, but where they fail is in some of the execution, and god damn it, he can't figure out audio mixing for some reason, and you could tell that
fucking retard when it comes to that shit.
And you can tell, and
at times it was borderline unwatchable.
Just turn the captions on, and so that's all Chris Nolan movies, though, from Batman to Interstellar. But
just they were noise
like the plot though, and the plot and the time travel and how everyone fit together clearly even got more complicated than Chris Nolan wanted it to be, because it's so obvious that he's trying to suggest that the little boy, that little blonde-haired boy, is Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, except like I didn't even care. Like my questioning wasn't about the time travel shit. I was like, okay. Anytime I watch a time travel movie and something is a bit confusing, it's like that's part and parcel of a time travel movie. It doesn't make sense because it's not meant to make sense because we live in a temporal world. Like we can't fathom it really. The thing that turned me off about it was like, you don't need to go into the time travel shit to find all the nonsense. Like it's just interpersonal dialogue. Like the MacGuffin in this movie is if the protagonists were honest with each other, this movie would be 45 minutes long. Because the whole thing is built on the back of these individuals, Robert Pattinson and Denzel Washington's son, I forget his name, not being honest with each other. And then the third lady not being 100% honest and not being transparency there. And it gets to the point way past in any other movie. Like you watch a war movie and it's like two guys who kind of butt heads in boot camp. And then, they butt heads on the, episode 3, but by episode 7, they're fast friends and they've got each other's back and they're telling secrets to each other. In this, it is, I swear to God, half an hour before the end of this 3-hour epic. And the guy's like, can you please give me information pertinent to this mission? I know you know something. And Robert Pattinson's coyly like, oh, don't you wish I would tell you, don't you? Yeah? And it's like, no.
Because he can't tell him.
That part was fucked. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Because he's following the order. if I'm working with a past version of myself to try and orchestrate a military organization, you know what I want is communication with myself because I know how I think. I don't want to keep myself in the dark for my future self's plans. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. So people act like it's the time travel shit that's confusing. It's the bad structure and the MacGuffin of the I got to keep secrets.
So that's all necessary, and that's a core. That's a tent pole of the whole movie is why you have to keep those secrets. And like one of the bigger twists is that he's been keeping secrets from himself the whole movie, right? You know, that he's on this time loop where he's intersecting himself, and he's had to keep those secrets because he.
Oh,
which part? Why?
Why did he have to keep secrets? You just entered into the because, and I should have not.
Yeah. He can, if he so the deal is you begin at the end of the movie and you end at the beginning of the movie. For one character. So these two characters who were friends, Robert Pattinson and the black guy, the Washington character, when they meet each other for the first time is different for each of them because one of them is moving backwards through time and one of them is moving forwards through time. So Robert Pattinson dies at the end of this movie, and it's the end of their relationship together, but it's really just the beginning of the relationship from the black guy's point of view. They've really just met this week. But for Robert Pattinson, oh, we grew up together. He's we got some crazy stuff, and if he informs himself about the way things are going to happen, they might not happen that way exactly, or he may do something that gets himself killed. Like if he was already going to walk through an airport and not get shot, telling him that he's going to walk through an airport and not get shot might make him careless now, and he'll actually get shot because he's like, yeah, I don't get shot here. The reason he didn't get shot before is because he was wary, maybe, you know.
I don't think that cuts it. It doesn't really. The fact that he's there to give the instructions means that any way he would give them would result in the same thing, right? Because he's there giving the instruction. And
I would need a diagram to know about which specific things you're talking about. The movie's 2.5 hours.
I'm talking
long.
about Washington. It just it doesn't make sense to me that their military time travel operation is more successful with people not sharing information between each other, not being honest, and like having to decipher a mystery the whole time.
This is the beginning of reality. The organization. From his point of view, it just started.
From his point of view, but there's still a future in which it has been laid out, and the version of
it's too convoluted to argue, my friend. Every step of it has a grandfather paradox.
That's why I thought like
every step of it is a grandfather paradox where it's like, you know, if you go back and kill your grandfather, do you even exist? No. Well, then now you can't go back and kill him. Well, what happens now? Every inch of this is smothered with those like onions. So it's.
I thought it was worse.
That's why it sort of confused me because it was like, I thought it was like worse unnecessarily complicated.
Implies.
Yeah, I think Inception was better.
Sorry, SlushPuppy said unnecessarily complicated. Maybe you guys want to expand on that. I got
definitely.
It felt like they were just trying to make the time travel the most confusing fucking shit in the world, which it is. Like, time travel paradoxes and shit like that is confusing. But it got to the point where it's just like, how many fucking layers deep are we now? Like, what the fuck
you know what
is
the
happening?
Worst part is? All right, so here's my biggest complaint. And if you think about this, if you remember back, you're going to be like, yeah. All right, remember the big assault at the end where you got red team and blue team? Who the fuck were they fighting? Can you even remember an instance where you saw an enemy in that? Woody, there is a battle scene with two groups of like badass motherfuckers landing via helicopter, moving in different moving through time at different directions. It's incredibly ridiculous with explosions, buildings blowing up, machine gun fire, bombings, aircraft, everything. And our main characters are right in the thick of it doing shit.
It was a cool scene.
You never see the enemy.
Yeah, there's no bad guys.
You see the enemy in one shot. There is like an emplacement, like sandbags with like an anti-aircraft gun, one of these in it. And you see some like white-ish helmets, like maybe 3 guys in there. And then the whole thing explodes into a cloud. It goes boom. Those guys are definitely dead because our heroes run like over them and keep going. You never see any more bad guys. Like maybe a glimpse. I don't know if they're white. I don't know if they're black. I don't know if they're Middle Eastern. I don't know if they're
confused.
Ninja mask. I don't know.
Well, you have my attention. I'm curious.
Look, it's fun to watch, and the part that I enjoyed the most. I enjoyed the movie. It's fantastic to like just look at. It's one of those. But afterwards, I really did enjoy watching like YouTubers explain every inch of it to me, and it's one of those things where like now I know it exactly for 10 minutes. Anybody want to know how this works? I'm losing it. Oh, it was 5 minutes, wasn't it? It was 5.
See, that's what confuses me just the most. I just didn't understand who they were fighting. It was just like, the fuck are they fighting for and against? Like,
I
it's
don't know
just
who they
this
were fighting. I don't know who the enemy
yeah.
was there.
Fucking could
in
be
the future bad guys putting all of their eggs in the one basket of an insane megalomaniacal Russian guy with pancreatic cancer. That doesn't make any sense. Like, they would have clearly diversified to ensure that they would get their desired result, and there wasn't just some madman who was going to blow up the world and take everyone with it on his whim, you know, instead of by the plan of
But they're
whatever
from
the
the
fuck the future wanted.
But don't they know that it will work if they do that? Like once
That's what I thought.
I think
But then I thought the same thing for Washington to his prior self.
You know, the only reason everything failed is because at the end, the bad guy is like, you know what? Shoot him before you fix the whole plan. And Igor is over there like, are you sure? Because I just got to push this in. Shoot him in the head, damn it, Igor. By the way, I'm talking to Igor over radio. He's in the ocean somewhere at Vietnam. Igor is in Ukraine under the ground. And they're on
It's a
radio.
tremendous radio.
He's on a CB.
And there's also there's also like this understanding, like, and then I had trouble believing another thing is like, I thought up until the end that like the megalomaniacal Russian guy was keeping it a secret from his team about his goals of, I'm going to gather these 9 implements and I will destroy the entire planet and everyone on it by engaging in reverse entropy. And I thought, like, man, all his henchmen have no idea. And then in one scene, like, all his henchmen around, he's like, I cannot wait to kill world and everyone in. And like his henchmen are standing behind him, like, yup. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Wait,
what
hang
we're
on.
on. We're on team. We're on team. I never want to get laid ever again. I don't want to ever have a nice steak dinner. Because, like, they were on board with apparently being vaporized with the rest of humanity. And it's a bunch of, like, young Russian soldiers. No one is going to be on the team of, if you succeed, you
everybody. It's like, Taylor, you're about to die. And Taylor's like, so wait, I don't get laid anymore?
die. No, wait, I've eaten my last snack. Like,
Jesus,
I didn't even realize when I was enjoying it that it was my last snack. But yeah,
He
basically,
pulls
like,
out
that's
some
Woody,
cheeses
that's
from
the
his
world.
pockets.
It's just, yeah, the guy with like the Luger about to execute me walks over and like puts a Slim Jim in my mouth. That's I'm eating before it kills me like a cigarette. That part of the movie was really fucking
it's
stupid.
not even spicy.
You just be, hold on a second, just let me hit this crack pipe.
Yeah.
And now I'm ready.
I want to try it.
I feel really good now.